Hi, my name is Pixie, and I'm sat here at 2 o'clock in the morning, absolutely broken because my child died. It's currently 2025, it's just turned August, and my little boy, KORI, died in my arms, aged 11 years old, in 2023. And I just wanted to document this, to let people know that just because a year's passed or 2 years have passed does not mean that parents get over the death of a child. KORI was a YouTuber. He went by the name Captain KORI from the YouTube channel Crack in the Box, which rocketed. It absolutely took off after the help of Johnny Depp and Make-A-Wish Foundation. And Johnny did a personalised message for KORI because Johnny was KORI's idol. He loved pirates. And KORI underwent 2 heart transplants as well as multiple open heart surgeries throughout his short 11 years on this earth. He was pretty much always in pain. He didn't get to live as a normal child would, but his last few months were made absolutely incredible by the people of YouTube, people across the world. Johnny, just so many other people, and his dreams came true. He left a legacy to help other children and other parents. He documented quite openly the fact he was in palliative care after choosing not to go through with a 3rd heart transplant to save his life. He chose to die. He wanted to die at home, in his bed, surrounded by his teddy bears, with me and his big sister Ebony holding his hand, which is exactly how it happened. He set up YouTube life for me as well before he passed, really convincing me to start my own YouTube channel, which I did, obviously. And I think he wanted to give me something to fight for. So I went on. I've made over 500 videos, long form, short form, raised lots of money for charity, donations, everything in his name, even writing a children's book, which is available on Amazon, and the proceeds go to helping other families in hospital. What I'm here right now is to tell you that whatever you think about grief, having lost parents, having lost best friends, having lost babies, nothing compares for me to the pain of losing KORI. We're 2 years on. His birthday is in a couple of weeks, and I am nowhere near even partially healed. I haven't had grief counselling. I begged for help for 2 years. I told professionals involved, because I suffer with mental health illness, that if KORI dies, I'm gonna die with him, and that was always gonna be the plan. I do have 2 other children, and obviously I'm still here, and I love my girls dearly, but it's so hard, and I'm so lonely. My husband isn't KORI's birth father, so I don't think he can really understand. And KORI's birth father was just horrible and abusive, so we don't even talk about him. But I just feel so alone in all of this. guess I just wanted to be open about feelings, because so many people see my videos and they message saying, you look so well and you look so happy and oh, you must be healing. And I just want to scream that this is the side you don't see. Pretty much every night I sit on my own and I cry myself to sleep. Or sometimes I don't sleep at all and I just silently scream into a pillow that I just want KORI back. The pain is so soul consuming that I feel like I'm going to die of grief. And I don't know how to live with this. I don't know. KORI was so amazing. He was funny and loving and so grown up, and he faced what he was facing with such dignity and such bravery. But of course, we had our times when we would cry together, and he was so frightened. And he'd lie in bed, in his cabin bed, and I'd sit or stand beside him, and I'd just be stroking his hair and kissing his forehead, watching him sleep, knowing that I was gonna lose him one day, and we never knew when. And the truth is that, given the fact that his heart was failing and he was in multiple organ failure, and they told me that he could die in a number of ways. One of them being a sudden heart attack, and he would just go. And being told that I am not allowed to revive him after 11 years of being taught CPR and exactly how to resuscitate him. To be told if he has a heart attack, I just have to watch him die and cradle him and try and keep him calm and tell him how much I love him. And I was praying that they didn't happen, so I stopped driving. I stopped going out because I was so afraid that if I was driving with him in the car and he had a heart attack whilst I was driving, I'd crash. I'd probably kill us both. So I stopped driving and I focused all my attention on my girls and KORI. We didn't know it was going to happen when it did. Nobody prepared me for it, not like that. At the time, there was absolutely no palliative care given to us. No palliative care nurses, should I say, who came out to the house to help us. KORI died on a Sunday. It was very hot and we had no support. The funeral directors was closed, which I had to organise his funeral before he even died. In fact, the day that I was told he wasn't going to make it and he'd have to go to palliative care because of his choices previously, within half an hour there were nurses coming in who wanted to know what funeral director I wanted to use, and I just remember absolutely being furious. Like, how fucking dare you? But anyway, we did what we could to make KORI happy. I'm still trying to keep this channel going, which I love doing, by the way. I love doing it. It was one of his final wishes, so that's what I'm doing. And I enjoy it. But I'm really struggling right now. I did a video called Grief and Loss after losing KORI. Sorry, I just need to take a break. I did do a video and it did really well. And it was about things that they don't tell you when you lose a child, because I don't want to sugarcoat things. But now we're 2 years on, and what they don't tell you is that there's fuck all support for people out there, unless you want to pay private. I have just been accepted onto a psychology sessions after my last one's finished like abruptly because of Corey's illness. So I've just been accepted back onto that, and I start that next month in September. But for 2 years I've struggled. I've wanted multiple times to end my life, to be with Kori. I've purchased a plot at the cemetery so I can be with him. It hurts so bad. I am nowhere near healed. I have begged for help, and I didn't get it. They tell you that the standard grief time that you should wait is 6 months. But then if you've got mental health problems like I do, they don't even want to give you that. They want to make you go longer because it's going to re-traumatise you when you need to process it. It's bullshit. Watching your child die is the most harrowing, horrendous experience ever. I'd like to say it was peaceful, but people say, the medical professionals will say it was peaceful, but it wasn't to me because I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen a child die before. And I'm not going to go into it too much because of respect for Kori, but it wasn't quiet. And I was scared and I didn't know what to do. I just remember him taking a gasp and then he went quiet and I thought he'd gone. About 10 seconds had passed and then he did another gasp and he was still with us, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know when was going to be his last one. And then he took his third one and that was his last one. It's just... I just remember holding him and then pulling all his pillows out so fast. I just knew he had to lie down flat, so I just pulled his pillows out and I laid him down and I rang the ambulance. And then they sent the paramedic out within minutes. And I was still calm. I was in shock. I just remember them putting the pads, the ECG pads on him. And he looked up and he shook his head and called it. And then we managed to get a different... Rainbow Children's Hospice were involved as well. They were amazing. We used to go stay there. And they arranged for an out-of-hours funeral directors to come and take Kori. And I remember saying to them, don't cover his face. Do not cover his face. Because he didn't like having his face covered. And they wrapped him in a blanket in his bedroom. And I went to take photos because I need to document this. Like, it might seem weird to some people, but at the end of the day, what is right for you is your child. And they looked at me like I was filth and said, it's not the time. Do you not think you should do this at the hospice? And I was like, no, I don't think I should do this at the hospice. He's got a little sister, you know, she was only young. And for when she gets older, I needed to be able to have this documented for me as well. I was able to spend 5 days with him at the hospice, taking care of his needs. Things that most nurses would probably do, or funeral directors, but I did it for him. And that was hard. And I went in and I kissed him. And I was frightened, you know. I mean, I'd never seen a dead body before, and he was my child, he's my child. And I was afraid. And he started to change colour and I was afraid. And I had to have a nurse go in with me, and that made me feel guilty. Carried so much guilt because I was afraid of my own child. And then as the days went on, I wasn't scared anymore. And I realised he was my baby. So I read him stories. And I built Lego with him. Putting the Lego pieces in his hand that he used to love doing. And built a bouquet of flowers which was gifted to me. And I remember it was time to let him go. The funeral directors were picking him up, and the hospice staff dressed him in his pirate outfit, like a full captain's jacket that was custom made for him by my friend Julie. He was wearing my shoes that he used to always borrow because he hated his own shoes. Like trainers and fluffy trousers that he practically lived in. I just need to get some tissue. Sorry. I never say goodbye to KORI. I just never have. I never said the words. Instead, as he was wheeled out of the hospice by a wonderful man called Terry, who's a family friend, I kissed him on his forehead and said, "See you later, dickhead," because that's the kind of relationship we had. Fast forward to now, 2 years, and things have been so hard. So when you lose a child, everybody's experience is different. Some people just go into hibernation mode. Other people will gather everybody around. They want the family, the friends, everyone around. I just wanted everyone to leave me alone. I needed to get through KORI's funeral, and when I did, I focused on YouTube. I focused on KORI's YouTube channel, which I still run, and edit and film and everything, and I focused on this one, which was KORI's final wish for me to do. But amongst that, grieving the loss of my child it's destroyed me, you know. I still remember conversations we had. He promised he'd never leave me, he'd always be beside me. And I feel angry at people who wronged him in his life. If they're watching, they'll know who they are. And that brings me on to something else as well. A nasty, disgusting piece of scum called Lindsay Ashbrook. So when you open yourself up on the YouTube community to YouTube life, you're going to get people who don't like you. You're going to get people who will argue with you and say nasty things and, you know, a bit of online bullying. We were warned about that, and that's fine. I don't really care. But this one person, for about a year or more, has targeted me. Not only name calling, which I don't really care, it's water off a duck's back, but making up vile, disgusting names. Names which would offend a lot of people. And when you're a YouTuber, your highlighted comments, etc., are linked up to your email. They come through as email notifications. That's how mine is set up. And so she would quite often go on and put names in capital letters like retard KORI, gave birth to a retard, shite Goth, because obviously I'm the crap Goth on YouTube, which is KORI called me the crap Goth, that was his nickname for me. And then it went on to her stealing photographs of KORI when he was in intensive care and posting them across social media platforms, laughing at him when he had huge hose pipes coming out of his chest, keeping him alive, ready for the Berlin hearts to be attached. She then went on to make fake profiles on Facebook with my profile picture on, telling people that I'm a thief, telling people where the vicinity where I live, calling me out for lots of things which weren't true. She made my life absolute hell for a year. She threatened to dig KORI up and reverse over his headstone. She called me a liar and said that all this was one big publicity stunt. I had to contact the police on multiple occasions and the cemetery on multiple occasions, begging them to look after my little boy's grave. I was wanting to go there and spend the whole night at the cemetery to make sure she didn't dig him up. This is a child, you know? And I was going through enough without all of this on top of it. So the police called me in for an interview. They took screenshots of everything. I gave them all the information that we found out, like where she was, who she probably was, because we were 98% sure at this time who it was. And nothing was really done. Other witnesses came forward when I went public with it, other people saying that they've also had similar experiences with this Lindsay Ashbrook. And it stepped up. And she became vile. So I went to the police again, especially after she made a threat towards my little girl, telling me that she could easily find out which school she went to. I contacted the police through Facebook, and they said that they would take all the information and someone would be in touch about it, and well, that never happened. I contacted the police over and over and over again, telling them about the targeting, the slander, the libel, the threats, the impersonating me on YouTube, which is something else she did. She made up new profiles constantly, despite me reporting and blocking and putting moderator words in everything to try and protect myself. She just made a new profile and came back, and the police did not check her IP address, not once. So whilst battling grief and mental health and trying to hold it together for my family, I was waking up every day to barrages of abuse, calling my husband a paedophile, threatening my little girl's safety, laughing because KORI died, saying all kinds of vile, disgusting stuff that no one should ever have to go through. And I reported it to everybody, YouTube and Facebook. I blocked her on every platform going, and I went back to the police again. And then about 3 weeks ago, I got a phone call, and I think it was one evening, and it was a female police officer, and she said something had happened and they'd been out and arrested Lindsay, and that she had been charged for multiple things and that she was released on bail, and that I would be hearing back soon about the next steps. And you know, I cried with relief that it was going to be over, that they finally got her, and I'd get to face her in court. I get to find out why she did the things she did. Why did she steal my little boy's photos? Why did she steal my identity? Why did she impersonate Derbyshire Police, which she kept saying she was a police officer and kept addressing, you know, her username even came up with Derbyshire Police, Derbyshire Constabulary. She'd broken all these laws, and I was like, finally, I'm going to get justice for my little boy. And I hadn't heard anything, so I emailed the police officer who was involved in the case, and it took a while for her to get back to me. And then she sent me an email to say that multiple sergeants had reviewed the case and they had arrested Lindsay, but she gave a no comment interview. So they let her go, and the case has been dropped. So right now, I was lied to by the police. Why? And I asked the question then, why was I told that she was arrested and charged and bailed when that hasn't happened? Who's lying to me? They didn't reply back to that one, but they just said hopefully basically it's scared her enough being arrested. But what will happen to the past year of being abused and being so scared? I nearly committed suicide over what she was doing. And I didn't show that on camera. And I just ignored it and blocked her and deleted all her messages and didn't reply to her. I could have died because of the stuff that she was doing and the things she was saying. And she gets away with it. And when you're grieving, that is not what you want at all. I don't even know if this video will go out, you know. I just know that it's early hours of the morning, and yet again, like every single night since KORI died, I'm on my own. We did everything together. He suffered so greatly, so many surgeries, so much pain, so much fear for a little boy, So to have somebody laugh because he died and take the piss out of him and threaten to dig up his resting place when he hadn't been at rest his whole life. I am so fucking angry with the police. It's not okay to do this. It's not okay to treat someone like this. And I don't understand why, if you smack someone in the street, you get arrested and carted off to jail. If you steal something from a shop, you get sent to prison for it. You get taken to court at the very least. But someone is allowed to target a grieving family, a high-profile child, make all sorts of disgusting threats and impersonation, and they get nothing. So, if anyone out there can help me to get justice, I want it. To stop her from doing it to other people, which she has done, and witnesses came forward which the police didn't follow up on. So right now I'm angry because of that, and that hurts because I feel like I've suffered for a year for nothing. And right now the pain of losing KORI is so intense. I miss him. My friend's just lost her little boy suddenly as well. I won't go into details, but I think right now she's the closest person physically to understanding what this is like. He doesn't go away. KORI's bedroom is still there. His sheets are still unwashed. He died in bed and I've not washed his sheets. His teddy bears, that were his favourite teddy bears, he was buried with them, and I went out and got replicas. One of them was even gifted from a lovely lady on eBay. For when she learned my story, she let me have this bear called Bang. That's what KORI's was called, Bang the teddy bear, after a firework. I put his Alexa on and play his favourite songs. I vacuum packed his clothes so that the smell wouldn't go away. I talk to him like he's here, but it doesn't help. I'm so sick of people telling me all the stuff that they say to make you feel better. He's still there, he'll never leave you, he's part of you, but I'm spiritual. I do believe, but he's not physically here. I can't go and give him a cuddle. I can't nudge his hair. I still buy him birthday presents and Christmas presents. He still gets letters from Santa. If I buy a star a toy, I'll buy KORI a toy. Same as Ebony, my oldest. I talk about him all the time, and I'm so tired now. I am not coping without him. I miss him so much, and I'm expected to be strong. I'm expected to be able to just carry on and live for your other children and live for your own life, and I do, but oh my god, it's so fucking hard. I have all this anger inside me, and I'm sick of hearing about the stages of grief. I know my mum was killed in a road accident. Another parent disowned me completely. There's someone else I knew, a member of my family, committed suicide not long after losing my mum. And obviously I've lost KORI. I know what it's like to grieve. I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like. I know the stages and all the shit that they tell you. It doesn't get easier. It's bollocks. It does not. It was described to me like a hole, and it's a good analogy, I guess, but like you've got this hole of grief, and the hole never gets smaller, but your life grows around it. Do you know something? Fuck that. Fuck it. I don't want it to. Like, I don't want to accept that KORI's died. I don't want to just get on with my life, and he was my life, do you know? He needed me from the day he was born, the first breath he took. He was born with half of a working heart, hyperplastic left heart syndrome. While he was inside me, he was safe. But when he came out of me, he wasn't, and I didn't want him to be born. I just wanted to keep him safe forever. And he's been surgery after surgery, months in hospital at a time. We've spent years, actually, years and years in hospital, if you add it all up. And in between all of that, there was abusive relationships. I saw him get abused and I was abused. There was court appearances all the time from stupid, ridiculous accusations by the abuser. There was finding out that KORI was terminal and dealing with that and trying to grant all his last wishes before he died. And then managing to try and get my girls through it. And Ostara, she's 7 and still hasn't had any grief counselling whatsoever, nothing at all, nothing. And she's not coping well either. My oldest daughter, Ebony, I think she had some counselling from university, but she thinks she cries in private. I was so close to KORI. I was the closest one to KORI in the whole world. And now he's gone. And I have no purpose. I know you're shouting at the camera like, you've got kids, you've got girls, you've got a husband. I know that. But I was not only his mum, but I was his carer. I was the one cleaning his Hickman line dressings. I was the one who was taught to suction his throat when he'd got a tracheostomy, and I was the one who changed his dressings, his bandages, who cuddled him at night time, who cleaned up his vomit, who cleaned up his blood, who held him while he sobbed because he was going to die and he didn't want to leave me. That was me. I did that. I was up all night with him when he couldn't sleep because he got a reverse body clog. It was me sleeping next to his bed for years on end in hospital. I stayed with him. I did things that no parent should ever have to do for their child. And I did it because I love him. And now all of a sudden, just like that, he's gone. And it's 2 years, like it feels like it was yesterday that I saw him. It's so fucked up. It's so wrong, it's so unfair, it doesn't get easier. And I'm not over him. And I'm not moving on. And I miss him so badly. And I just wanted to document it. And you know what I do instead? When I sit here and I can't cope, I'll show you. So, when I'm not cuddling the cushion of KORI behind me, which someone gifted to me, which I absolutely love, and I kiss him all the time. Everybody copes in different ways. Some people drink, some people smoke, some people go out, walk in countryside, sit in nature. I think I've got a bit of agoraphobia, so I don't really like being outside and I get really bad anxiety. So do you know what I do? I have a reborn baby. And yeah, I'm 45 years old and I hold a doll. I've even got a pram. He looks real. He's so beautiful. I love him. And I love reborn dolls. I've got more than one. And I just sit and I just hold them. And I don't pretend it's KORI and it's not a replacement. It's something to love. When my husband's asleep and Ostara's asleep and Ebony doesn't live at home anymore and KORI's bedroom's empty. Well, his toys are there, but he's not there physically. I sit and I rock this little baby to sleep. And sometimes I feel like I'm losing it, you know? I'm 45. I can't leave the house by myself. I don't work. I'm a homemaker. I raise chickens. I collect eggs. I grow vegetables. I have severe mental health illness. I see things and hear things that other people can't. I'm grieving so bad that I don't feel I'm going to survive it. And I'm trying to hold it together. And then chuck all this stalker stupid shit on top and the police not helping me. It's just... I don't know how much more I can take. I don't, honestly. It's been death after death after death for so many years. And I'm so unhappy. And I'm not coping. just want KORI back. And I don't know what to do. So yeah, I don't know if this video is ever going to make it out. I just wanted you to know that it doesn't matter if you've lost a parent or a child or anything. I mean, it does matter, but I mean, it doesn't matter how long it is. If it's a day, if it's 20 years. Some people don't ever get over it. And I'm going to be one of those people. I have been in and out of hospital as well with what I am convinced was broken heart syndrome. Absolutely convinced, and I got laughed at. In fact, they discharged me from the ward at 3 o'clock in the morning. They told me to leave. My husband was furious. He picked me up from the hospital. 5 times, I think it was, in a matter of days, I went in hospital. And when I came out, obviously I made a video about it because I think it's nice to help other people, at least give them a heads up about stuff like this. And Lindsay jumped on with it. It's a pity, basically, that I didn't die. And comments like that, so... Just... If someone's grieving the loss of a pet or a family member or whatever, and they're taking it really hard, just be there for them. Don't expect people to heal at the same time as other people do. Don't expect people to get over it at all. Some people die of a broken heart. I'm not convinced that's not going to happen to me. Being a YouTuber is about, for me, it's not all the unboxing videos and the smiles and the laughs and the giggles that we do have and the outings for vlogs and the donations for charity. It's also being open and being honest with people, putting your heart on sleeve kind of thing. And I'm looking at you right now and I'm telling you, I am Pixie. There is no word for a parent who's lost a child. So, I don't know what I am. But what I am is struggling. I cannot get over that my child died. I do not want to say goodbye to him. I do need help. I can't get it. I am traumatised from what I experienced with him. I'm glad I was there for him. I feel as though I'm very much on my own. My heart is breaking. And I just wanted to let you all know that I appreciate you all. Everybody who's been here, who's followed our journey, who's still here now, for your kind words, your support, your love. I do love you all. But I'm struggling. So, that's it really. There's nothing anybody can do. They can't bring him back. There's no designated service out there for parents who've lost their children, and I think there should be. Not having to wait for 5 years to get on with everybody or to be added to a list. You shouldn't have to wait. If you need help, you need help now, and I think there should be some kind of service set up, so I'm going to look at doing that in the future. If I make it through. I want to look at helping families to prepare or to have support for when that happens. Because believe me, it's the worst thing ever. Last word to this, a little video diary of me having a breakdown. I've been crying for like 3 hours. Go to you, KORI. I miss you. I love you. I will never, ever, ever forget you. I can't let you go. You gave me purpose, and you still do. But the pain of not being with you, me, I can't deal with it. Okay, if anybody else is struggling, by the way, and if anyone else is suffering with abuse, document everything. And don't stop going to the police. Okay, thank you for watching this video. And please do support my channel if you can. It was Kori's final wish to get me up there, so let's see. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and have a really big fucking cry. I probably made a complete tit of myself. I don't even know if this is gonna go out on YouTube or not. It might just be a video diary. I've made hundreds of these. But what you see on the outside with people is not always what's going on the inside. The most held together people are often like a broken mirror. I feel like I'm just a dusty reflection of who I used to be. But I will always be Kori's mummy. Okay, me and Malachi are going to go and have a cuddle so I can have a really big cry. I love you all. I love you, Kori.